Hey people, what's up? Indy Mann here. I'm a property developer, property investor, as most of you know. Just saying here again for the people who are visiting my channel the first time. Here I am. I'm in one of my properties in West Bromwich, West Midlands area. We are refurbing this property to a very high standard. And we're going to turn into a 7-bed HMO. So I just come to have a look. Sounds like the builders are working. Let's see what they're up to. And we have a new gas meter installed here as well today, so which is good because this property did have gas. As you can, it did have gas. We had gas fire and stuff like that. And at one point they had kind of got it capped, got it stopped for some reason. And looks like they're taking down the kitchen plaster back to bare brick. I'm not gonna go in there today. It's quite dusty in there, so I'm just gonna go and have a look upstairs first, see what the achievement is upstairs. It's mainly clean, but I can do it with being properly clean, so not very happy with that. So I'll be telling them to sort it out in a minute. And there's a little bit of patch of plaster left there on the wall that needs to come down. Apart from that, everything seems in check, ready for the main builders to come in and start doing their stuff. First thing, we're gonna make it watertight, although not much water comes through a little tile like that, but it's still a lot. So I'll show you how much water's come down. It's been raining since last night. That's how much water has come down, leaked from that tile there. Okay, so it doesn't exactly pour down, but over time this can be a big damage. So that's why all the roofs got to be watertight first before we can start any other work. Plus we're building a dormer, so hopefully we should get the planning permission come through tomorrow. Is 14th today. The council's deadline was 15th for the PD, permitted development extension at the back, and the dormer. And the deadline for the HMO license is the 22nd of this month, so fingers crossed we'll get that as well. Just gonna have a word with one of the lads who's working here to sweep up the upstairs and make it proper clean. So I'll catch you back when I get to my next property. Stay with me, see you in a second. Hey everyone, I'm back. Okay, today the main topic of this video, I want to talk to you about I want to tell all the beginners in real estate, in property investing in the UK. I want to talk to you about the principles and the language what we use. Okay, so for new beginners, this is a very important video. Make sure you watch it till the end. You will learn a lot by the end of this video. You will know all the lingo what property investors, property developers, banks they use. And then if you're familiar with it, you can sort of accelerate. If you start today, you'll be like 6 months into the property game already, excuse me. Okay, so I want to start this by talking about types of property. Okay, so types of property, what are the types of property there are here in UK. In UK we can have terraced houses. Okay, so you've got terraced houses, you got semi-detached houses, you got detached houses, you got bungalows, you got maisonettes. If you don't know what masonette is like basically two flats in the same building where one door is on the front of the property, one is on the side of the property. That's a masonette. So there's two different flats upstairs and downstairs. It's a masonette. And then there's flats, obviously, self-contained unit with the separate bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, and a living room, that's a flat, and then there's studio flats where you have bedroom. Kitchen is actually in the living room with the bedroom to one side, and there's a bathroom or a shower there as well. Okay, that's a studio flat. So these, and then there's commercial properties as well, which is a different topic for another day. But for now, we're concentrating on a house, which is just a normal 3-bedroom house for the example of this video, and just normal 3-bed house, the window with the door. Okay, so normal house we're talking about. So then now the next step, so if you know the lingo, these are the type of houses. What's the next step? The next step is to get the mortgage. Okay, how can you get a mortgage? You can get a mortgage from the bank. Mortgage is basically a loan we take from the bank, which we promise to pay them over a period of time to buy the house with that loan, and it's called a mortgage. Okay, normally general term is about 25 years in the UK, and you can either buy with a mortgage from the bank, or you can buy the property from a loan or a mortgage from a private investor. Okay, so now let me give you an example about what to do, how you pay it back, what happens. Okay, so let me give you an example here. I'll write it down here. So if you're buying a property, a house for £120,000, okay, so there's our house. We bought it for 120. That's a nice little window there with a nice roof. Okay, that house is worth £120,000. Okay, so now out of that, you're gonna pay a deposit to the bank as well. The deposit is, say you're paying 10% deposit on this property. Okay, so that is £12,000. All right, so we paid £12,000. So that means the bank is gonna give us whatever's left from the 12 after we paid the £12,000 deposit. So bank's gonna pay us pause. Yeah. So bank's gonna pay us £108,000, and £12,000 is our deposit. Okay, so that's at 10%. All right, we're paying 10% deposit. So now, then you decide that you're not gonna live in that property. You're gonna rent that property out. All right. So let's say that property is gonna give you £1,000 rent per calendar month. Okay, so when you see PCM written there, that's another part of the lingo. It means per calendar month. Okay, so the house is giving you £100,000 rent. So now £108,000 the bank's given us. £12,000 is our investment into the property, the deposit at 10%, and it's giving us £1,000 per calendar month as rent. Okay, so now, so what that means is that so all of a sudden, from being nobody, you're a landlord now. Okay, you own a property, and your mortgage has to be buy to let mortgage. Right? You cannot rent a house out in UK on a normal mortgage. So remember that your mortgage has to be on a buy to let basis. You have to tell the mortgage company that you're gonna let the property out. Okay, so now, so let's say your mortgage for the house is £700 per calendar month. Okay, so your mortgage is 700, your rent is 1,000, and the bank's giving you 108,000. All right, so remember these figures. Okay, so now what that means is that if you're paying £700 per calendar month to the bank, so that's your mortgage to bank. All right, giving it back. So that means that leaves you 1,000 rent minus 700. That leaves you with £300 per calendar month, which is called your cash flow. Okay, cash flow is very good. We can use cash flow as it's like kind of your profit. Okay, if the tenant is paying all the bills and everything, that'll be a net profit. from which you're gonna keep some of your cash flow for regular maintenance, which you can use by 10% to aside every month. And the other expenses, this is your cash flow. Cash flow is the king, okay? You want cash flow. So in this instance, we got £300 cash flow per calendar month now, okay? So in a few, let's say now another example, another part of the lingo, that in a few years time, that property you bought for £120,000, it goes up in value, okay? It goes to £200,000. The value of this house now is 200,000. Okay, so that means that we have got, it's gone up in value because we bought it for 120,000. It's gone up in book value by £80,000. All right. So now this £80,000 is your equity in the property. All right. Equity. What does equity means? Equity means the difference between your purchase price and the current value. So if the current value is £200,000, your purchase price was £120,000, equity in the house is £80,000, okay? So which is good, all right? So now all of a sudden you got £80,000 in your property, all right? So now, so what do you owe? What the house you paid £12,000 deposit. Some of you might be thinking that, where's that £12,000 gone? Okay, that £12,000 has come into this £80,000. Okay, now your equity is that 12,000 plus the value gone up. Altogether, your equity is £80,000 now. Okay, so now which includes your, so this £80,000 includes your deposit as well. Okay, so now you got two things. Now you got when you're investing in real estate, cash flow and equity are the best. Okay, so you got a good cash flow, you got a good equity in the property, so they are the two things. Okay, remember the banks will, another thing now, let's go to the next one, is buildings insurance. Remember, the bank will not give you a loan unless you have buildings insurance. Okay, banks need a surety that anything happens to the property tomorrow, whenever, they have got you've got insurance to cover the bank's loss. Because remember, the bank's giving you £180,000, okay, to start with, to buy this property. All right. So that's so you remember that you build it. That's buildings insurance. That's another part of lingo where you need to learn, where you need to know. Okay. So now, then after that, the banks also need assurance that you don't fall behind on your payments, all right, your monthly payments. So in this case, your monthly payments are up there and up there is £700 per calendar month. So that's why banks will take first charge of the building, the house. So in a sense, the bank owns the house because they bought the house for you. You put a deposit down, so the property is in your name, but really truly the bank's got the first charge. So if the property is being sold, the bank's loan has to be paid off first. So that's called the first charge. The bank will get paid first, their money, and then after that, whatever's left over will be yours. Okay. So in this case now, let's come back here. Cameraman, over here. So, all right. So now in this case now, if the value of the house is £200,000 and you purchased it for £120,000, so your equity in this property is £80,000. Okay, and your deposit was £12,000. Okay, so that leaves you with the 68k of property in the equity. All right, but altogether this is equity. £80,000 is this loan, this deposit is in the equity. All right. So, but the thing is that what you need to, on me cameraman, so what you need to know is, right, that this equity is fine, you calculate this equity, but if you calculate this, your end figure wrong, remember property is about numbers game, alright? If you calculate this, your end figure wrong, and you think the house is going to be worth 200,000, but it's not. So for example, if the house is only worth 130,000 and you bought it for 120,000, that means your equity, you can say, people will say, okay, hang on, there's still £10,000 profit in there. yes, there is £10,000 profit in there, but what you need to realize is that that 10,000 profit, when you're going to sell that property, there's going to be solicitor's fees coming out of that. Okay, so there's other costs that are going to come out of that. So all of a sudden, because there's holding costs as well, so all of a sudden that £10,000 equity will disappear. So you bought the house for 120,000, you sold it back for 120,000. That's not good. So that's why we got another term which is called over here, cameraman. So which is called buy low, sell high. Okay, so you're buying at a low price, you're selling at a high price. All right, so it's very important that when you're purchasing a property, you do your due diligence. Due diligence means that you have to do your you have to check the area where you buy the property. You got to check the ceiling price in the area. You have to compare your property to about 5 similar properties in the area to find out the end figure, the value of the property. Right? That's how you will achieve the end figure. So buying low and selling high is very important. All right. But if you, like I said, if you get the numbers wrong, then it can land you in a lot of trouble because you could end up in negative equity as well. That means negative equity means, that's another term what you're learning today, is that your house is worth less than what the bank has given you. Alright, so remember that if you go into negative equity, you're in trouble as well. Alright, so all these terms, I hope all these terms will help the new starters and new beginners to start their property journey with a 6 months boost ahead of all the competition if you watch this video. And remember, I'm always here to help you. If you need any help, anything you need, you can put it in comments below and I'm more than happy to help you. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you around the property. I am in my Wolverhampton house. As you can look, I'm sitting on a toolbox. My table is in tiles and the paint buckets are the legs of the table. So I'm on site, so I thought I'd do this quick video for you guys, and I'm very happy that I've done this video for you and it will help lots and lots of people. Thank you. So my cameraman's disappeared now, and I'm going to show you around the property and hope the information helps you guys. I'm always here trying to help people, as many people as I can, so you can kickstart your property journey without the mistakes what I've made in the past. So let me turn the camera around and show you my Wolverhampton property, what we're doing to it so far. Right, okay, I'm upstairs. As you can see, my table, my chair, it's here. But upstairs still the same. We still need to change the door, but now the main thing is we're waiting for the staircase to be done and the kitchen to be fitted. That's what's delaying the project at the moment. Kitchen should be here. It should have been here actually, but it's not here because it's coming from Germany, and they have delayed us by about a week and a half now, but never mind. But the floor protector is here. I'm very happy with that. The floor protector, we needed it because it's raining outside as well, so all the tiles would have got dirty or scratched. I don't want that. It's a brand new thing. I want to give it to somebody nice and clean. Alright, so as you can see, we're still there. There's a lot of mess again now, but the builders are just completing the bathroom now. Let me turn, yeah, the light comes on. One light doesn't work there, so that needs to be sorted out. But yeah, the towel rail's gone in, the sink is going in, the taps are here finally. Thank you Disology for that, appreciated, and they've helped us a lot. Bath tap is here as well, and we've got all the modern stoppers and everything as well for the bath. Shower is here as well. New shower will go in today as well, hopefully. The radiator is in. I'm really happy with that, and apart from that, all the skirtings are nearly done as well. They nearly finished the skirting as well, so I'm happy with that. So that's it, guys. That's where we're at. I'm just going to quickly show you outside. The renderings are completed outside the house as well. So let me turn the camera. There's the outside rendering. It looks absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy with this. There is an issue here actually, guys. Let me show you the rendering for the side first. Look at that. Now we got this area for turf, okay? But if you're gonna put the turf here, and it looks like more like a swimming pool. Alright, so the reason is that when they put the concrete floor in, they didn't, there's a drain there next to it, they could have put a pipe through there which drains this water all the time, because it constantly rains here anyway, but they didn't. So now when they come back, first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna fix this issue and then polish the concrete and then lay the turf. Alright, so that's where we're at with this. The rendering on the wall is completed as well. Let me show you the house from outside. Excuse me, sir, I constantly keep disturbing my builders, but anyway. So yeah, so the outside of the property now, the wall's done as well. All the house is completed, rendering outside. So that's where we're at right now. I hope you find today's video really interesting and knowledgeable as well. And if you do like the content I've just put in this video, free of charge, no charge guys, because I'm trying to help as many people as I can. Do like the video and share it as well, and subscribe to the channel and help me a great deal as well. So enjoy your day. I am as well. It's raining here in the UK, so have a good day. Take care. Till tomorrow.